Austin, USA. Hit the like.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. It is June 9th, 2021 at 9 a.m. So we are looking at the Shiba Inu chart. Currently finding resistance. We're actually in a consolidation pattern down here around the 618. We are operating in this little in this symmetrical triangle currently. So I did want to go over a few things today. There were a couple of announcements made on Discord and on Twitter today. I wanted to touch base on the Shiba news, and I also wanted to take a look at the overall market, since we've been in a very volatile market over the past 3 weeks, and I know many of the investors out there are very frustrated, but I think we need to see this as a great opportunity, great buying opportunity, and an opportunity to continue to accumulate. However, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I am just a YouTuber. So take it with a grain of salt. But I mean, there is a chance that the market will continue with further downside. Symmetrical triangles in most of the market, if you look at each of the assets out there, they're all operating in some type of symmetrical triangle currently. They in a symmetrical triangle, they break up 60% of the time, depending on the current momentum. And I think we were setting higher lows. So if we look back here on May 22nd, we had our local bottom, and then we had a higher low on May 29th, and then we had another higher low on June 4th. And then we had some further downside. So the market had a little bit of a dip, and there was just a lot of things happening. Obviously, Bitcoin drives the market, as everybody probably has figured out. Bitcoin has been experiencing some higher volatility due to ex-President Trump. He had made a comment on the news that said that Bitcoin was competing with the U.S. dollar, and that as far as he's concerned, it's a scam. Blah blah blah. So, the U.S. dollar is, inflation is quite high, and we can expect that the U.S. dollar will continue to lose value. Don't get me wrong. U.S. dollar is obviously cash is king, right, at the current moment. But I think when we look at digital assets, I think we can as a store of value and increasing our financial growth over time. I think keeping just cash in the bank is probably as far as I'm concerned, not one of the smartest things to do, just because you'll lose 7 to 15% to inflation every year. So with that said, so we had that the Trump comments, and then we had there were some news about some Bitcoin hack, some Bitcoins that were retrieved by the FBI. And I think, a lot of people misinterpreted what that said as being, that the FBI had hacked Bitcoin, that had been able to hack into the wallet. But that's just simply not true. They actually were able to get the person's private keys from the hacker, and ended up retrieving the Bitcoin through cooperation with the perpetrator. So Bitcoin was not hacked, but the market is just highly volatile. There's extreme fear in the market right now, and people are dumping, for fear of losing, their money, their value. So can't blame them. But I think smart investors are buying right now, and I think we see people accumulating, and I think people are going to continue to accumulate until the market tells us otherwise. Because basically, based on what we can see right now, yes, we are experiencing some bearish momentum in the short term, but this is not a bear market as far as I can tell. And, we will likely see further upside. And I think a lot of these assets are performing really well. I think we've got, if we look at Shiba Inu right now, we've been pretty stable at these levels, right? We've been, resting and bouncing at the 618 back since May 21st, and I think there's a really good chance that this is going to go much higher. And we've seen a lot of activity in the Shiba community. We've got a lot of anticipation with the release of the Shiba Swap platform. So I do think this is a great buying opportunity. 700 million coins for $50 is a great deal. So and the longer we're kind of in this range, the longer we can kind of keep accumulating. And we've seen in the community, we've seen people burning their tokens and doing all these things to reduce the circulating supply. Well, I think reducing this supply is great for the long-term price, but not the short-term price. So just burning tokens is not going to raise the price immediately, right? Once we've sort of bought up all of the supply, then supply demand, basic economics, right? The price will start to increase, but I do not think that is going to have an immediate impact on the price. So let's just jump into a little bit of news. I wanted to jump into Discord just to get some official, because it's really hard to see. When you're on Twitter, there's a lot of different profiles that say Shiba this, Shiba that, and they all have the picture of the Shiba Inu dog. So how do you tell the difference? Well, on Discord, the SHIB Informer has posted some posts here that you can that are speak to the safety. So it says SHIB Informer at Shiba Inu Coin and at Shiba Swap accounts are not official or have any relationship with the team. They are not scams, but they are not official at all. Just don't take any announcements from these two like official ones, in particular promotions for other tokens. So what we've seen on some of these other profiles is that they're pushing other tokens, right? They're creating their own tokens, on whatever platform, and pushing their own tokens. And it's quite easy to create your own token, by the way. So it doesn't mean that it has any intrinsic value or utility, but I can go create a coin right now. I could OnChain-Analysis coin, and I could push it, and it'll actually have a price and everything. So just be careful out there and what you're responding to, what you're clicking on, and where you're getting your information from. So so today we've seen a couple of announcements. We had the an update about the Shiba Swap from the SHIB Informer. So it says here, the dev team's main concern now is the safety of the platform. We all want Shiba Swap to be released. The answer for the question of when Shiba Swap is when the audit is finished. So they are taking their time, making sure that the platform is going to be safe. Obviously, that is priority. It's priority for me. If I'm going to be trading on Shiba Swap, I'm going to want to make sure that platform is safe and my assets are safe. I want them to have all the time that they need. And secondly, I think it's really important that Shiba Swap is released when the market is in an uptrend, right? I think it will have the greatest impact for investors when the market is in an upswing, when the momentum is moving upward. So hopefully we're not gonna they're not gonna release it when the market is in a downtrend. I don't think that would be ideal. We want to maximize the potential of the release of Shiba Swap. I think there's going to be a high demand for people to stake their Shiba, especially considering that people are holding such mass amounts of the coin. Right now, Shiba is dirt cheap, and but that's not always going to be the case, right? And this happened with other coins. Just 6 months ago, I bought VeChain at 0.005. Or maybe it wasn't 6 months ago; it was a little bit longer. But I bought VeChain at 0.005 cents. And you could buy a ton of VeChain back then. For $100, you could have tens of thousands of coins. It was and now I've been holding those coins for some time, and the value today at 13 cents or 11 cents or whatever it is today, but the value has gone up 11x. And we'll see the same type of thing with Shiba Swap, with Shiba. Right now it's dirt cheap. They're in the beginning, right? They're just developing. So we can expect that the price will increase over the course of the next few months, years. I think the community is strong, and that speaks a lot to the project. When you have a lot of community support, that means that you're going to get a lot of buyers. You're going to get a lot of people, supporting the token, talking about the token, posting about the token, right? That all just continues to drive the fundamentals, drive the momentum, and drive the price higher. So Shiba Swap on Twitter, you can find this post on Twitter as well. And then finally, this was the other announcement from the SHIB Informer, inspired by the hashtag #IamRyoshi response. We wanted to give you something to the SHIB Army. 2 3D artists accepted the challenge and created a mask to share with the community. So it allows you to print it, modify it, paint it, and show it. So if you go to Discord, you can click on the link, or you can find this on Twitter. So this is the Shiba Inu token mask. And this is created by Fox Condor on June 3rd, 2021. So, this is going to be probably made into an NFT. I think that there's a lot of different things coming out with Shiba Inu. So jumping into the NFT market, I think will really help support the token in the long term. So pretty cool stuff here. So if we click on it, we can kind of take a look at it from different angles. Great detail, high pixel counts. It looks pretty good. So I'm sure people will be interested in purchasing this NFT when it finally comes out. So anybody else out there who is interested in making art for NFTs can get in on the action in Discord. So if you're, I encourage anybody who's in the SHIB community to jump into the SHIB community on Discord, so that you guys can stay up to date on real news, making sure that what you're getting is legit. So that's all about what's happening on Discord at the moment. So design and modeling. So this is the Twitter post. You can find more information in our latest article. So let's take a quick look at what the article says. Some days ago, a member of the SHIB Army posted a mask in Twitter to show support to the idea that anyone is a Ryoshi, highlighting something expressed in a recent blog post, that Ryoshi or any single personality is not something to build upon or to rely upon. This was a powerful representation of the decentralization of SHIB, and I liked that. So here we could see SHIB Army Challenge launched. Post your photo with the hashtag SHIB mask, proving in writing on the paper that you are an hashtag I am Ryoshi. Let's break the Twitter algorithms with this hashtag I am Ryoshi, hashtag SHIB Army, hashtag Shiba Swap. A link of the mask we're printing in the bio. So we got a bunch of people posting, and I think if we all can participate, I think it will really show a collective and a unified movement in support of the SHIB token, especially as we continue to approach the release of Shiba Swap. And hopefully this will get turned into an NFT soon. I think this would be a great to see, especially since it came from somebody from the community, from the SHIB community. So yeah, you can check out this article at shibinformer.com//2021 June 5th, the printable face of SHIB. So yeah, and this is the article from Ryoshi that it is referencing. I covered this in one of my recent videos. So one of the things I think when we look at the interaction of Ryoshi with the SHIB community, he really, I think initially I was kind of like, who is this person? Why are they remaining anonymous? But I think, he really doesn't want to take the limelight. Like this project is meant to be fully decentralized, and every member of the community has just as much decision-making power, voting, weight, as far as, I think we're all responsible for where this project goes. And I think like that's really that's the theme of his blog here. So yeah, if you haven't read it yet, I do recommend that you kind of read through this. My job is to defend the line and the brand. From the beginning, it is always the same. Shiba is Shiba, that is all. Anybody who comes and honors the Shiba walks equal with me. Anybody who comes and attempts to leech from the Shiba is a scammer and placed into exile. So again, I think he's basically saying we are all participating in this project equally, and we are all responsible for the success of the project. So yeah, I mean, just to kind of review some of the fundamentals and what we can expect over the next few months, we've got the Shiba is looking to launch their own blockchain called Shibarium. The line between L2 and blockchain is thin, and so they mentioned Matic in here, but just to clarify, Shiba is not going to be working with Matic. This was just a reference to the similarities between what an EVM does and and running your own blockchain. So the Shiba layer 2 Shibarium will actually use Bone as the primary pair token, we think. The reason we are using this instead of Shiba is that Bone will have a fair and zero start. So just to clarify, Bone can be mined or dug for through staking Shiba. So when the Shiba Swap platform is released, we will be able to stake our Shiba, and then we will gain Bone as rewards. And then the Bone token will become the primary pair token. So, and then it says, but if you are a Shiba or leash holder, don't worry. Your Shiba holdings will be used to yield Bone at the launch of Shiba Swap. So, for everybody out there holding Shiba, I think it's really important that we are staying on top of the news. And so I will be watching Discord very closely, Twitter very closely, and subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications so you can get the update when Shiba Swap is released. Because I do believe that there is going to be a mad rush to get people, people getting their tokens staked and getting into a pool to be able to earn those rewards. I think is going to be a huge demand. So you're definitely going to want to get ahead of the crowd. So turn on, click the subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you can be updated when Shiba Swap is released. So that's all I got for you guys today. I just wanted to take a quick look at the market. We are definitely resting on the 618, and looks like we've kind of hit a bottom and are just consolidating sideways at the moment. If we are going to break upwards out of this symmetrical triangle, we can expect that the next target will be up at around 1,800 millionths. I do think that it will probably take, we're probably going to consolidate in this symmetrical triangle at least until June 14th or so. But I do believe that we will, once we kind of break this, we may see something similar to a breakout, kind of retrace back down to the top of the symmetrical triangle and then get a bounce upward. We may not go directly up in a V-shaped way to the 1800 mark, but I do believe that that will be the next target. And that will be approximately, just to give you guys some type of, so it's going to be about 160% increase. Again, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but we can expect about 160% increase over the course of the next few weeks. If we were to go to the downside, actually it's about 140%. If we were to break back downward, let me just go up to the higher time frames here so that we can get a better view of what we've got below us here. If we were to break downward, I do not believe that we would go any lower than 421. And we'd probably find support down here at around 700, maybe 642,